Hey, what's up everybody? This is Break501 and today I want to go over some of the new information we got for Borderlands 3 a couple days ago, and I also want to go over the information for the new event, the new limited time event, the Valentine's Day event that will be coming pretty soon. So first off, the developer roadmap. They talk about some other stuff up here, but the main information you want starts here. Now that we've looked back at how much has happened in Borderlands 3, it's time we looked to the future with another developer roadmap, giving you insight into new features or improvements you can look forward to in the coming weeks. Please note that there can always be unforeseen challenges when working on patches and hotfixes, so we'll share more when concretely release timings as these updates progress. So some of this stuff will be in the or the really soon update that's a February update that will also have the event, and then some of these are stuff that's just down the road. True Takedown mode. In Borderlands 3 hotfix on January 30th, we shared our plans for True Vault Hunter mode. Now that Takedown the Mallow and Black sites scales your party size by default, and then you can turn that off, so it would scale to just always having 4 people in the group, or the difficulty would be that way even if you're solo. True Takedown mode delivers the extreme difficulty we always intended for takedown content by tuning the experience for a full party of 4 decked out Vault Hunters. To access True Takedown mode, simply activate the lever located on the right of the door, leading out of the airlock at the beginning of the map. Remember, this is meant to be some of the most challenging content in all of Borderlands 3, so don't get discouraged if your team keeps getting wrecked in True Takedown mode when it goes live on the February patch. So this isn't anything more difficult. If you watch a lot of my videos, a lot of the other build video YouTubers, most of us have been able to solve this on every character. If you have the best gear, if you have the correct builds that are specifically built for it, you can do it on every character without having, the absolute top best gear. So this isn't anything harder. They're just giving you levers so you can turn on to the easier one where it scales with how many people, or turn it off so it's always scaled to 4. Level cap increase. Now this is cool, but I want to talk about why I think they should have held off on this. For the first level cap increase, we're currently planning to raise the maximum Vault Hunter level from 50 to 53, timed with the debut of Broken Hearts, which is the Valentine event, and the February update patch. This will give you 3 additional skill points to add to your skill trees, allowing you to enhance your existing builds or even experiment with additional abilities. To plan out your updated Vault Hunter builds, check out the skill tree planners. We'll have more information about future level cap increases later, and intend to make any level cap increases free additions to the game. So first off, the free additions means they're not going to come with any DLCs, I would assume, or they're going to come with DLCs and the level cap will still be free, but the rest of the, quests and everything will be paid for. Now, this is coming with the new event, which is going to be a shorter event and not as big as the Halloween event, it seems. But I think they should have held off on this and done it on DLC 2 and just had the levels been free and made it a bigger level cap increase. Instead of 50 to 53, they should have done like 50 to 55 or 50 to 60 even. And the reason I think this is because, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty certain all the stuff that once you get to 53, all the items you're farming are going to be level 53, so they're going to be a bit stronger than level 50 items, which means to have the best builds, to have up-to-date builds, you're going to have to refarm basically everything, unless I didn't hear them specifically say stuff's not going to drop at 53. So pretty much everything should be dropping at 53, which means just for 3 levels, you have to pretty much refarm most of your stuff, unless there's going to be almost no power increase. But I would assume there's going to be, and in my opinion, I think they should have the level caps be in bigger chunks. 50 to 53 seems a bit weird anyways. So I think 50 to 55 or 50 to 60 in like a bigger update, a DLC or something, would be better. So you can get that bigger chunk, that bigger power increase in terms of how many talent points you can have. And then it feels like a much bigger leap to then farming that higher tier and higher level items instead of going just 3 levels up and having to refarm all of your items. It's still a good thing because there'll definitely be a lot of new builds for this, but I definitely wish they would have saved it and done a bit more levels with the level cap increase. Performance and stability. We're continuing to work on Borderlands 3 for all platforms, which each of the coming patches you can expect some updates to enhance the player experience. The next round of UI improvements will come with the second campaign add-on. The second campaign add-on, they're going to reveal at Pax East, which is February 27th, so the end of this month. I think they go on about that at the lower down in this. The next round of improvements will be with the second campaign add-on. Community feedback has been instrumental in shaping these improvements. And then if you encounter any issues, you can send in tickets. They definitely need to work on this. We really haven't gotten like much performance increases. Even on high tier PCs, you still have freezes in the menu. You still have not the greatest of frames. I mean, on medium with a high tier PC, I could get like 100 FPS most of the time until a lot of effects start going, which still isn't that great by itself. Skippable cutscenes. Skippable in-game cutscenes are coming soon. We're in the process of testing this feature now and a launch in the upcoming February patch, which is very soon. All cutscenes in the game, whether you've seen the cutscene before or not, will be skippable during solo play or by the host of your party during multiplayer. This is very good. I already have all my characters maxed, but this is very good for when new DLCs come out and new people level new characters and everything like that. Because after you see them once, you really don't want to sit through them again. And, you know, I've sat through all of them like 4 times. A lot of people. This is going to be probably one of the biggest parts of this, just because doing new run-throughs and new playthroughs is absolutely going to be 10 times better with this, because some of these cutscenes are like a minute plus long, and there's quite a bit of them. So this is a very, very good change. Guardian rank toggling. In the previous roadmap, we shared our intention to let players disable the powerful perks associated with Guardian ranks. That change will be coming in the February patch and will allow you to individually disable specific perks. You'll also be able to disable the entire system if you prefer a more vanilla leveling experience. In the future, we plan to expand the Guardian rank system to include additional perks. We're looking to introduce these next perks in the tandem with the second campaign add-on, but they will not be tied to that content. So basically, you could turn off specific Guardian rank talent perks if you don't want them. So say the regen one, the shield regen one, if you're using like a melee build or something like that, or a build where you want your shield depleted all the time, you can just turn that off, or you can turn off the whole system by itself. And they will be adding in new perks with the second DLC, which will probably be, I would say, mid to late April, most likely, because it's being announced on the end of February, or not April, March. But then they're also adding those new Guardian rank perks with the second DLC, like I said, but they're not being tied to the DLC. So what I'm taking that as is, if you don't pay for the DLC, you'll still get those additional perks. Fight for Your Life improvements. Oh, event toggling. During the seasonal Bloody Harvest event, we hit the community loud and clear. You'd like a way to opt out of the ongoing event. This feature will be introduced in the February patch. During the Broken Hearts Day seasonal event, you'll be able to toggle the event's game-wide effects on or off via the main menu, which is pretty good. So all seasonal events now will have a toggle, so you can turn it off or on. Fight for Your Life improvements. Fight for Your Life is a big part of the co-op experience, and we've identified a few ways that we'd like to improve the system. Specifically, we are looking at increasing the interaction radius between players, telegraphing revives to other players more clearly, and allowing multiple players to contribute to a revive. We expect this to be available in March. So most likely in March is going to be a big update with DLC 2. And also, if multiple people are reviving, I'm pretty sure it goes faster. So like if you had 2 people reviving, it's faster than just 1, which is pretty nice. Mayhem 2.0, we expanded Mayhem mode with the even tougher Mayhem 4 level in Borderlands 3 patch and hotfixes for November 21st, but more sweeping changes are in the works for Mayhem 2.0 arriving in March. We're still fine-tuning some of the elements, so we'll have a separate update on this in the future, focusing on how 2.0 will impact Borderlands 3 endgame experience. I think they talked about it in the live stream, if I'm not mistaken, and it's mostly going to be just buffs or stuff that affects the gameplay and that don't affect you or decrease your power at all, which is how they should go. It should be just power increases for you, or like affecting gameplay. So maybe more spawns of this enemy or more spawns of this enemy, instead of this enemy now shoots 3 projectiles that basically insta kill you. Stuff like that should be taken out. Should be more fun stuff that makes the gameplay more crazy or something. EchoCast Twitch extension expansions. This is just Twitch EchoCast stuff. I really don't watch much on Twitch, and I don't think most people really care about me reading this, because Borderlands 3 does not do well on Twitch anymore. But there's changes to this if you guys want to read that. Our approach to balance changes as we continue to develop new content. We're always keeping an eye on the balance to ensure that Borderlands 3 continues to be enjoyed for years to come. Much like previous Borderlands titles, we prefer to make buffs rather than nerfs. They say that, but that's the biggest meme about the game, that everything gets nerfed. Oh, they're actually talking about that. However, in the most extreme cases, we may step in to reduce the power level weapons, gear, or skills that make competing options feel totally obsolete. Yeah, they've killed quite a few things. All changes are made to keep Borderlands 2 feeling fresh for newcomers and veterans alike. We strive to make your chosen Vault Hunters feel unique, powerful, and impactful across all levels, and you want to maintain the thrill of collecting gear for whatever new build you could come up with next. Okay, yeah, so there's an interview. Then more to come at Pax East. Basically, they're just talking about they're revealing new stuff and DLC 2 at Pax East on the February 27th. So that will show the new DLC and everything like that, which should be pretty cool. That's the main big content coming soon. So now for the new event, which is the Valentine's Day event. Broken Hearts Day is fast approaching in Borderlands, and Maurice, on Sanctuary 3's resident sentient Saurian, is hoping you'll assist him with the ongoing study of the human condition as he turns his attention to our species' hoarding rituals. You'll be well rewarded for completing Maurice's challenges during the seasonal event revealed on episode 5 of the Borderlands show, and don't worry, you're not being asked to do anything inappropriate. Simply shoot down the floating hearts that are swirling around enemies across the galaxy as you go about your regular Vault Hunter business. The hearts take several forms and break in different ways. Some will fall to the ground with a fire explosion, while others might drop loot or briefly turn enemies into allies. For example, Maurice will keep track of how many hearts you've broken and mail you the following events as you reach each of these totals. So 10, you get a Echo Skin. 25, you get a Weapon Trinket. 50, you get a Legendary Maliwan SMG, which should be a new SMG. 75, you get a Vault Hunter Skin. And 100, you get a new Legendary Jacob Sniper Rifle, which is actually a Fire Jacob Sniper Rifle, which is pretty weird. Hearts will start to materialize across the Borderlands once the February patch deploys before 3 p.m. PT on Thursday, February 13th. You'll then have 1 week to assist, which is technically is right now because it's 6 in the morning. You'll have 1 week to assist Maurice before the seasonal event ends at 8:59 a.m. PT on Thursday, February 20th. If you don't want to take part, you can opt out of the Broken Hearts event from the main menu by pressing play. But when you join an online game, the host's settings will determine whether or not the event is active. So this is a much simpler, much less content-heavy event than the Halloween one is. So basically, enemies will just randomly have hearts. They can drop loot. They can, I think, give you buffs. They can turn enemies into allies for a little bit. And once you shoot them, basically, you just get more stuff for the more you shoot. So 100 will complete the entire event and give you every reward. And I don't think there's any new items dropping from the hearts or anything like that for the Halloween event. So a much smaller event, but there are 2 new weapons, which is probably for the most part what people are caring about here. I will probably definitely have a video of how to do this as quickly as possible, and then you can keep it on or turn it off after you get it done, because most likely you'll be able to get this done probably in an hour or 2. With some specific builds. So that's all I want to go over. Some pretty decent updates. Not a lot of content. This event doesn't seem very content heavy, but DLC 2 is being revealed. Hopefully they reveal a new raid boss or some new big like content feature or system that is some really big endgame stuff. That's really what I'm hoping for. So that's all I want to go over today. Subscribe if you want to see more Borderlands 3 content. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about all these changes, the new event, and thanks for watching.